Hello, hello. Welcome to my space. I hope you are doing well. So, before we are starting today, I would like to talk to you about something that I say sometimes in my readings, and I would like to get a little bit deeper into that. Wait, I will bring the mic a little bit closer. I hope I didn't move the camera. I'm talking sometimes about the fact that being authentic is in fact being strong. The reason why, because when you are authentic, you are not living behind a mask, and so people like or dislike you for who you are, not for your mask, right? So here's the thing. Let's talk about value. If your value can be taken from you, it is not real value. What I mean by that is if your value comes from your title, the way you dress, your friends, your money, all those kind of things can be taken away from you. The only thing that cannot be taken away from you, it is who you are inside of you, right? All the rest can be taken from you. And then, in fact, you are not strong, and the reason why it is because you are dependent. You depend on something in order to have value. And when you are authentically yourself, in fact, you are cultivating your true value, something that cannot be taken away from you. And this is why I am saying that when you are being authentic, in fact, you are strong. You live in the reality of the truth, right? So I hope that all of this makes sense. So we will get into a reading now. So I decided that I want to use exclusively the classic tarot today. So we will start with this one. Those cards are a little bit bigger, and then I will use the classic tarot in the smaller version. So let's see, what are we talking about today? Let's see. So, first we have the Two of Pentacles talking about balance. Then we have the Emperor in the second position, leadership, stability, strength, discipline. Let's see. The Tower. The Seven of Wands. Okay. Very interesting. Oof. The Six of Swords in reverse. The Ten of Swords. Kind of feels here that somebody thought that you would never leave, that they could keep you stuck. Yeah, they were delusional. They were delusional. Okay, the Seven of Cups. Let's take two more. 1 and 2. Okay. I'm talking here to someone who is going through healing. Listen, it feels that you needed to take the lead in your connections, in your relationships with this Emperor in the second position, talking about the partnership, relationship, all those kind of things. You needed to become the master of your life. Kind of feel that it means that there was some kind of imbalance in you, in your life. I'm sorry about this noise. It's my coffee machine saying goodbye for the day. It takes just 1 second. There was a lot of imbalance in your life, maybe because you were not in control of your relationships. It doesn't mean that you need to control other people, but you need to be in control of yourself in your relationships, right? So if you had some kind of unhealed wounds that made you, for example, a people pleaser or somebody who was trying to avoid conflicts, all those kind of things, so you were not in control, in fact, right? Because a people pleaser forget themselves. They tend to close off their own needs to serve others. They prioritize others over themselves. If you are afraid of conflict, you might not put the right boundaries. You might not say whatever you need to say. All those kind of things. So you are not in control. So I kind of feel here that the setting is you trying to find some kind of balance and taking the lead, especially in your relationships, because it is in the second position. You were not afraid to take everything down, right? There might have been some kind of structure in your life, but it was not a healthy structure. The foundation was not good, and we know why. Because there was lacking balance in your life. You might have been, for example, in relationships where you were the giver, which put the other one very often in the place of the taker. I want to explain this for a second, because here's the thing. We tend to think that because I'm a giver, so I was dealing with takers. But in fact, when you are a giver, you automatically put the other person in kind of the place of the taker. So some will abuse this place because they are not giving anything, and others not. But anyway, by being a giver, you are creating a taker. I hope that it makes sense to you. So anyway, what I feel here, it is that you might have felt the need to truly evaluate your relationships, and even not be afraid to let them totally fall down if necessary. What I want to say also, it is when you are recreating your balance, you are creating a movement. So very often when somebody is going through healing, the relationships in their life, and I'm talking about all kind of relationship. We might be talking about friendships, for example. As you are moving, the whole structure is moving. When your role is changing, the other needs to change in correlation to that, right? And it's not so easy. It's not so easy because there is an existing structure, and so when the existing structure moves, it doesn't mean that everybody will be able to move the same way, right? So here, in the fourth position, we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, it is about defending yourself, protecting yourself, sometimes putting boundaries. We are with the seven. The seven, for me, is a number that talks about healing, inner dialogue. So here we might be talking about your inner dialogue that was, you might have been overthinking a lot, having conversation with people, and then you are coming home, and so you are rethinking the conversation that you had over and over again. This might come from a place of lack of safety, simply, with those people. So I kind of feel here that the foundation, the stability, you kind of felt that you might have needed to always reevaluate yourself, right? Be defensive, maybe overly defensive. You didn't want to be defensive. At the end of the day, what I kind of feel here, it is that many people might have thought that you wouldn't take distance. Even if there was this overthinking, because in this card here, we are with the swords. The swords, it is talking about the mind. This means going to calmer water. Here the water is agitated, here the water is calm. It is going towards calmer water, but we are talking at an intellectual level, at a mind level, communication level, right? It's in reverse. So, you might have felt a lot of betrayals. You might have also betrayed yourself at the end of the day. So maybe what you might have felt, it is that you didn't want to feel this way anymore. As said, we might be talking about people betraying you. We might also be talking about you betraying yourself, allowing this inner dialogue to totally overwhelm you. Because you might have been in an environment where you felt that you needed to defend yourself all the time. And it might not even be the environment. It might simply be in a child wound. If you grew up in an environment where you felt the need to defend yourself all the time, where you might have felt that there was some kind of injustice, that you were not seen, you were not heard, you were disperceived. Are we saying that? I don't know if it's a word. Like perceived like somebody that you are not. So you might have felt the need to defend yourself all the time, maybe over-explaining yourself. If you are part of a dysfunctional family, very often if you are the scapegoat, no matter how much you will defend yourself, it won't help, right? I already explained it over and over again. You are supposed to maintain your role of the scapegoat, and you are supposed, nobody wants to see you for who you are. You are an image. You are carrying the burdens of the family system. So this is part of it. But you might have carried this with you, creating at the end of the day a lot of inner dialogue that was heavy on you. We have an ending here. It is the Ten of Swords. It is an ending, putting an end to a way of thinking, maybe, right? So, there was confusion, maybe illusions. What I mean by illusions here, it is maybe having a perception of friendship, relationships, familyship that you were projecting on others. This is, I think that other people are like me, to awaken at the end of the day, to realize that it's not the case, right? This is a projection. I am honest, so I think that other people are honest. I am operating from my heart space, so I think that other people are operating from their heart space. I am honest when I talk, and I mean what I say, so I believe that other people are doing that too, right? There is also here the element of options with the Seven of Cups. What am I going to choose? I am overwhelmed. This might also have some kind of correlation with the balance that you might have had a hard time to find, because maybe you were trying to adapt yourself a little bit too much. You were required, and I kind of feel that life has created that for you in a way or another. Very often it is not in a pleasant way that it is forced on you, but it was necessary for you to take the time to rest. It was necessary for you to take the time to think, to heal, and to rest. And what you needed to heal, apparently, it is childhood wounds. Those childhood wounds that you brought into your relationship, maybe roles that you embodied in your childhood in order to survive in your dynamics, right? And you needed to heal, kind of feel here, as the Four of Swords is in the 8th position, which is the position of karma. I kind of feel that it was forced on you. So you might have gone through an escalation in your life, maybe the overthinking and again the overthinking and again the overthinking, and you just had like a collapse. So it might be that your life came down with people around you. It might also be that your body said, stop, I will stop you. So you can have, you know, I said your back that suddenly you cannot wake up in the morning, or whatever, you know, at a certain moment your body, when you are not taking care of your emotional self, so it becomes concrete in the body. The body expresses your emotional self. So I kind of feel here that you were forced into healing, into taking a moment, rest, regain some kind of power and heal. And what you needed to heal here, it is truly, I'm looking at this image, what I'm seeing here, it is reparenting your inner child. You as an adult and you as a child being kind to your inner child and reparenting your inner child, right? So, this being said, let's get deeper into that. All those cards are in the upright. I will put them like this so I have more space. Okay. Let's take the deck. Just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you. It might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please, take what resonates, leave the rest. You are already supposed to know what I'm talking about. I am just here to give you a little bit more information, insight or confirmation regarding a situation that you are already aware of. If I'm talking about masculines or feminines, I am not especially talking about the gender, but the energy from where someone is operating. So please apply it however it applies to the roles in your life. And this can be past, present, or future. I have another story also coming up here. So as I received it, I channeled it, I will share it with you. There is someone here who wanted to have some kind of authority over you. They are trying to maintain their balance right now because they are going through a tower moment. They feel the need to defend themselves. They cannot release whatever situation they are into. They cannot go towards calmer water because they might have betrayed a lot of people here, creating illusions, trying to maybe end you, block you, and they would like now to be fair towards you, right? So let's see. The Five of Pentacles in reverse, taking yourself out of a miserable situation. No, you cannot see this card here, can you? Yes, you can. Okay. Yeah, taking yourself out of misery. This is exactly what I felt before. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords here. So listen, I started this reading, I told you what I felt, and then I had another channeling. And I kind of feel that we are staying here with the second channeling that I had, talking about someone who wanted to have some kind of control over you, some kind of authority over you, right? And they are now trying to maintain some kind of balance while they are going through this tower, because they try to have this authority over you when there was no reason. Observe here, you know, the Emperor, the hat of the Emperor, it is very structural. This is authority. This is stability. There is a lot of stability and structure in this card. So there was a person here, they wanted to keep you in their structure. And look what is happening here. We see another hat that is flying, right? It's flying here in the tower because this structure had no foundation. It had no foundation. This person was not supposed to have some kind of authority over you. They shouldn't have imposed on you a structure that they needed from you. You are not the emotional punching bag of anyone. You don't need to respond to other people's perception of you, right? So, I'm saying now that I kind of feel that the reading, in fact, is going towards the second channeling that I had with those cards because of the cards that came out here, right? So, there was some kind of selfish behavior of someone towards you that was making you feel desperate, and you needed to escape this situation. There was something here that you needed to escape in order to stop feeling miserable, right? Tell me more here, please. Yeah, there was no equal give and take. There was no fairness. You see here that we have the scale of fairness, of justice. There was not. There was something very, very unfair because we were dealing here with someone who was trying to judge you in a certain light. And you might have absorbed it for a certain moment. You might have defended yourself for some time. But at the end of the day, this person didn't want to change their judgment about you. And I kind of feel here that this might have taken a lot from you because you might have overgiven, hoping that it would change something, that it would bring maybe the connection towards calmer waters. But it didn't. It didn't. Tell me more here, please. Yeah. A lot of patience and a lot of investment towards something that doesn't give you anything. There is no fruits. There is nothing. You invested, you tried, but at the end of the day, nothing changed. Nothing changed. The only option that you had was either to disconnect yourself emotionally, totally from this person, not trying to make them see you in another light. Let go, right? Let go, simply. And heal. The Three of Swords in reverse, it is talking about healing. I kind of feel here, to be honest, that we might be talking about someone who knew what were your wounds. They knew what were your triggers. And they might have tried to use your triggers in order to maintain some kind of control over you. I feel that somebody's stability was dependent on you maintaining the role that they needed you to maintain, right? They were delusional, thinking that you should put your life aside and deal with their controlling behavior just to please them, right? I have a phrase coming to my mind. It is not rejection, it is realignment. It's not the way that the quote goes, because I know that it is not rejection, it is redirection. I knew that there was like the shun in the end, redirection, right? This is what I feel here that we have with the Four of Swords. Tell me more here, please. Look, again, we have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups. the delusion that there was here with this person is that this person thought that by being mean, by not giving you anything, by being very unfair towards you, you would stay there. This was their delusion. They didn't give you anything. All they did was create confusions in your life. Their stability was depending on your confusion. While they were, look at the bird here, right? This is being at peace. This is peaceful. It's in reverse. No abundance, no emotional abundance, nothing. Dry. Okay, let's see. I kind of feel here that this person thought that by keeping you confused, right, and keeping you I see the mental prison here, right? Overthinking all the time, being confused all the time, questioning yourself all the time, feeling the need to defend yourself all the time, that this is how they would be able to maintain some kind of authority over you. While what I see here truly is that this person's balance was depending on you. Look, keeping you stuck with lies, manipulation, and confusion. Confusion. Keeping you stuck. Hoping that you would never be able to realize that you deserve much, much more than that. Breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing so you lower your standards, so you are weak. And so you will never realize that in fact you deserve much more. Tell me more here, please. What should the collective be aware of? While in fact, talking about what I talked in the beginning, your value is not external. You are a whole world by yourself. You are abundant by yourself. We have the yellow sky here. The yellow sky, very often it talks about enthusiasm. You're a happy soul, you are an abundant soul. And they always put you, this empress energy, and you might be an emperor. They put you in a defensive mode, like if you needed to defend who you are. So a young empress, right? Empress in construction might defend themselves, but once you heal, you don't. You don't. Tell me more here, please. Ooh. Look who's here. We have our Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and we have Justice in reverse. We might be talking here about someone that was after your value, after your money, after something concrete that you had, and they wanted it from you. Might also be that they were ready to use the legal system in order to get from you what they wanted. Somebody very selfish, right? Very unfair. We have twice the scale here, twice it is in reverse. It is truly talking about someone who was not fair at all. It was somebody selfish. It's all about them. They will say and do whatever they need in order to keep you stuck, for you not to understand your own power. But I feel that you understand your power. I feel that you always knew your power. You might not have understood how to manage with other people. This, yes, maybe. And this is why you might have been overthinking a lot, trying to understand how can I have happy connections here, thinking that the problem was coming from you, because you had someone here making you believe that the whole problem is always you, when it was not, right? And we have here somebody overbearing, somebody dependent. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It is not someone who is abundant. They are not abundant, and at the same time, they need a lot of external things in order to validate them. Going back to what I said in the beginning, this is a person that in fact is weak. They might have, let's say that they might have all the money in the world. They might look good. They might have everything external. But inside, they have nothing. They depend on those outside things in order to feel that they have some kind of value. They are dependent on those external things in order to feel that they have value. And this is why they are fragile. And this is why it is so important for them, their status. Okay. Tell me more here. The words. Listen. You simply ended this cycle. This is telling me that you are in the process of healing, or you healed. Anyway, you truly invested deeply in yourself in order to end this cycle, no matter the cost. No matter the cost. And look at what we have here. The Nine of Swords in reverse. This is talking in the upright about not being able to sleep, being fearful, being anguished, all those kind of things. You put an end to it the moment that you decided to release. You got to a place where you said, I'm done. I'm done here. I'm not dealing with that anymore. Right? Doesn't matter if everything is falling down. Anyway, this stability is not stability. I am always fighting in order to be recognized, being heard, all those kind of things. So I'm letting whatever this is totally die. I don't care. I'm ending this cycle. And since then, you sleep much better. The most difficult moment, I think, right? It is when you are trying to fight for a change, when you still want to see a change, when you are still hopeful. This is the most painful, the most draining energy, right? Once you say, okay, you know what? I'm done. Then you are just, it might be flat for a certain moment, but the only way is up, baby. Understood? It's just up from there. So tell me more. Yeah, victory, putting a total ending. This is what brings you victory, because now you can totally embrace the energy of the Empress, who you are, your soul, your abundance. You stop trying to put energy in trying to uh, be someone that is comfortable for this person that wants to have authority over you, right? Energy in trying to defend who you are, in overthinking. It's done, it's over. Trying to find what is the best option to try to maintain some kind of balance. It's over, it's done. It's done. Heading towards your victory, because now you put your energy in the right space. You stop putting energy in something that anyway needed to transform. This is telling me that nothing changed here. It doesn't matter how much effort you put in, nothing changed. This is transformation. There is no transformation. It is a final ending because nothing is moving. You needed to decide that this was done. It was done. Tell me more here, please. Yeah. You were dealing here with someone who was trying to manipulate you in order to control you. For you to have no strength. Magician in reverse, using their talents the worst way possible to manipulate people. This is a manipulator. Magician in reverse. Whatever talent they have, in order to use them, in order to manifest their own life, they are doing the opposite. Yeah. And it was all about control. Controlling you. Emotional abuse. For you not to be able to control your own feelings, to be totally overwhelmed. It was about control. Let's go towards closure. Closure, please. Look. Opportunity. Opportunity. Fertility. Growth. Abundance. New beginnings. I look at that and I see the embodiment of yourself. And hear me well, I don't think that you didn't embody yourself totally. I just think that you were in, it's like being in a I see the centrifuge, like it's like you are standing strong and all the time you have attacks on you, all the time, someone running around you and attacking you all the time. So just not to be hurt all the time, you have to protect yourself. Just because there is this thing attacking you all the time, you are putting your energy in trying not to let this thing get into you. It demands a lot of energy. This is the problem when we are dealing with toxic people. It's not that you can put it aside. We don't pay attention to the energy that it requires. Imagine that you are in somewhere in your house, right? And there is a party in the floor up to you, right? Boom, 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 like the music is terrible. And you need to learn, okay? So you are putting headphones, but still, so it can maybe lower a little bit the sound, but you still have, the energy. The energy is there. So what you have to do when this happens, if you can, you move. Simply. Don't stay there. And here, this is the thing. You spend so much time trying to deal with this energy that was trying to control you all the time that you couldn't put your energy in your own success and your own victory. You couldn't. It was not possible. This is the problem when you are dealing with someone controlling that wants to keep you weak. They don't respect your boundaries. They don't want you to heal. They don't want you to get strong. And they certainly don't want to see you win. And they certainly don't want you to have beautiful opportunities in your life. They don't want that. They want to control you. The only way to control you is for you to be unhappy, to be stressed out. This is what they need. This is how they control you. Look here. Wait. Okay, I will look in the camera to see if you can see. Can you see here? Attacking someone all the time. You said no. You said no merci. I am done here. I'm closing this cycle. I love to see that. It's perfect. Yeah, heading towards a new beginning. Regaining your clarity. Yeah, not dealing with this person that doesn't want to listen to you. They just don't want. They wanted you to be stuck. Look, the Emperor is in reverse. Yeah. Somebody who can smooth talk you if they need to. Right? Yeah, they wanted you to be dimmed. This is what they wanted. And they were sending energy towards you all the time, all the time, all the time. So you would be exhausted, unable to fight. Unable to fight. Right? Yeah, you had to take this. Listen. You had to take distance. And look what we have after that. Once you take distance, you see the lights. Happiness. You could feel when you were with this person that they didn't want to see you happy. You could feel that you had to hide your smile when you were with this person. This will tell you exactly who we are talking about. Yeah, they wanted you to compete all the time. All the time. Unable to look forward and plan your life. We might be talking here about someone who is very, very jealous. Very jealous. Yeah. Listen, I will leave it here. I hope that it was inspiring, insightful maybe even healing. I'll see you in the comments until very, very soon. Bye.